Today I'm going to share with you the key to creating effortless power in your golf swing, and it's all to do with the grip end of the golf club and how it moves into and through impact.
Perfect.
So wouldn't it be great to just have more power in your golf game and have that power be effortless, just like we see the best players in the world doing? Well, that's what we're covering in this video. We're going to show you how they do it, and we're going to give you a drill to help you work on it and add it into your golf game. Just before we get started into that content, I have to say a massive thank you to the Warwickshire Golf and Country Club. That's the course that you can see behind me. They've kindly allowed me access to the golf course to film these videos, whilst the Forest of Arden is still currently in a phased reopening process. So let's go through exactly what we need to do in order to create some effortless power. And to do that, we first need to go through a little demonstration on the ground. We're going to kind of link this to golf, but for this little exercise, we're just really looking to say, I need this end of my golf club to collide with that golf ball with some sort of speed. And the only connection I'm going to have to this golf club is with my index finger and my thumb right on to the grip end of the golf club. Now, because I'm only holding the golf club with these two fingers, it's incredibly difficult for me to actually move the club head by applying a force to the golf club to kick that out. What I'm able to do a lot easier is hold this grip end and move this grip in a certain direction. So what we're going to think about here is the amount of force that I'm applying through this grip, and more important, the direction. So if I took this grip and I pushed it towards that golf ball, what would happen to the club head? Well, the club head would very simply follow the direction that that grip was moving. But there was nothing really that caused that club to kick out into the golf ball. So if this was my direction that I was moving the handle in, for me to get the club head to hit the ball, I would have to intentionally move the club head out, which is incredibly difficult. So what we are going to do is I'm going to hold this golf club with two fingers and I'm going to drag the grip towards the golf ball. But when I get to around about this point here, my only intention is to take this grip end and put a curved motion in and start to pull it back towards my lead knee. So if I do that now very slowly, we're going to go down towards the ball and then curve it back in towards my knee. And all I'm really going to do is do that with a fair bit of force. And I just want you to watch what happens to the club head as I do this. So there's my initial direction. Notice how the club head is traveling behind the grip. But as soon as I put that curve in, the club head kicked out and collided with the golf ball. Now, hopefully you can see that was quite clear. I'll try and do a little bit of a slow motion of that, but it was the curve of the grip that kicked the club out with a fair bit of speed. So how do we apply that to golf? Can the same principles apply? Well, they can. So let's go through a little demonstration of kind of what I would like to do through the golf ball, and we're going to take a look at the grip end of the golf club as we did in that little demonstration there. And just so we can sort of see a little bit clearer what that does, I'm going to take this golf club and just hold it right down onto the club shaft. Now, if I took a setup to this golf ball and made a backswing and worked myself down towards a delivery position. Now, just watch what happens to the grip end of this golf club as I start to deliver the club to the golf ball. I'm going to do this fairly slowly. So it travels in a certain direction, and then at some point it starts to make quite an aggressive upward and inward curving motion. So you can see that here. So the grip at some point starts to change its direction and it has a very, very pronounced curved motion. Very, very similar to what we just saw in that little demonstration. So by encouraging that movement and actually by intentionally taking this grip and moving it in this fashion where it starts to curve up and in, it accelerates the club head, exactly as we saw in that little demonstration there. In that little demonstration, I had no power through those two fingers to accelerate the club head through a force I was applying. I had to do it through a curved path, as we call it. So how can we create that in our golf swing? Well, you'll notice I've set up a little station here. I've got an alignment stick which is about midway between my ball and my feet, and I've got an alignment stick which is give or take at the same angle as my golf club and just forward of my target line. Now, the first little exercise I'd have you do is that one we just did here, where I can start to see the movement of the grip and I can start to see exactly what that grip should be doing. How can I start to then add that into my game? Well, what we're going to try and get you to do is hit some shortish shots out there, but we're going to get you to stop at this point on the way down, and we want to feel, and this is the key, we want to feel as if the grip of the club is somewhere over the alignment stick that's between my toes and the ball. Now from here, we're actually going to take that grip and we're going to move it more into your body, as you can see there, and we're going to feel like the hands and the club go left of the alignment stick, which is in the ground in front of me. This is what you might have heard as termed exiting left, and generally a lot of really good players do this. Many of you, if you're trying to hit right to left shots or you're trying to move your club path out to the right, will actually be having the idea that you're going to be trying to swing the club out to the right, and what you're really doing is you're really sacrificing your potential power by doing that, because what we've just explained throughout demonstration and here is that the grip needs to be traveling in this upward and inward motion in order to kick the club out with some speed. And the key point here is that speed is effortless because it's the movement of the grip, not you actually applying any force yourself. So let's go through a little demonstration as to what that would look like. Now I've got myself a 2-iron here and I'm not going to hit this at full speed, but we go up, we work it down, and then I want to really feel from here as if the grip starts to move inwards, as you can see, and left. Now that ball flight, I don't know if you can see that, actually landed on that path, was dead straight, but I certainly had the sensation that I was exiting, my hands were moving around to the left. Exiting to the left does not mean that my club path is going to the left. Absolutely not. It's only the movement of the grip and the hands. You can see from this little demonstration that I can have the hands going left and the club head could still be going to the right of the target. So in this little video, we're talking about the grip exiting left. We are not talking about the club head exiting left. Now, when we did that little demonstration at the start and we held it on the club shaft, we saw a couple of things. We saw the grip was moving in towards me, but it was also moving upwards as well. So the upwards part is going to come from what you do with your legs and your body and your extension. So as we get to our delivery point here, the club is going to feel like it and the hands are going to feel like they go left of the alignment stick, but we also want to marry that up with a pushing up and extension of the legs, because that movement and as the lead shoulder moving in that same fashion is going to add the upward movement to the grip. And whilst we're trying to make this fairly simple, this grip has got a 3D movement. It's got an inward movement, an upward movement. It's got lots of different components. So let's go through that little exercise once more, but you're hopefully going to see that grip moving exactly in the directions that we've discussed. So it's there, it moves up and in. And there's my nice low ball flight, exit felt left, but it's a great way to really energize the golf club and put some speed into it and get some power, but like we said, that power is effortless. And if you can do this little exercise, you can start to create those movements. You'll really start to feel how the movements that you are making really start to accelerate and what I call kick the club out into the golf ball. And that's what the best players are doing, and that's why they look as if they're hardly creating any effort, but they're using so much power, and we know that from the distances they hit the golf ball. Not a problem then to go ahead and just hit some golf shots where we have the same station, but we're not going to do it as a drill. We're just going to go ahead and use the same feelings, but put it all together into a full speed swing. And I would not have that one back. Perfectly of the left-hand side, felt powerful, distance was good because I controlled the direction and the curve of the grip end of the club, and that is exactly what we need to do to add some speed into the golf club. Really hope that video helped. Slightly different topic, slightly different way of explaining it, discussing it, but really hopefully that's going to get you thinking a little bit differently and practicing a little bit differently to try and get some more speed and some more power into your golf game. Thanks for watching. Usual stuff is down below. The like button in the comments box, and also give it a thumbs up if you did like the video. That really does help, and hopefully I will see you back here again for a future video. Thanks for watching.